Salutations, folks. I'm Ruben.
Vruchter.
Welcome back to our channel,
Arnett
Vision,
Vision.
and welcome back to our park review. And this time we are after the release of the Eternals, Marvel's
Whoa.
Eternals.
Mm-hmm. So,
So,
start.
yeah, I'm gonna start my rant now. This movie was a bust in my eyes, I gotta say. I had a lot of issues with it. No spoilers in this part review, of course, but I have a lot of issues with the movie as a whole because of, well, the pacing was hacked.
Oh, yes. The pacing was not so good.
We've seen Dune about a week and a half ago, and we loved every second of it.
Yeah,
We
it was
wanted
perfect.
more.
It was the perfect pacing. We didn't want to use our phones,
Yeah.
and we were immersed with the story.
And contrary to that, this time I really thought I will need my phone like half the movie. I was looking at the little kids in the other rows and I was like, I feel you guys. Just cover your phones.
The problem here is the editing. I think
Yeah.
I think the story is fine. I think it's interesting. It's very philosophical. What happened when gods walk among us, and it is interesting subject.
Yeah.
But the movie is too long, guys. Too long.
Yeah. The first part was an exposition that was worse than a lot of expositions I've seen in the
They had
last
potential.
Year. They had a lot of
but
potential.
the pacing was too slow. The actors talk too slow and too much long shots of viewing and
Yeah.
holding hands, and that's fine in a small matter. But when you use it too much,
It felt like I could erase like 40 minutes from the movie
Yeah,
and it will
exactly.
still be the same. A bunch of shots that were just there because they did it on location. And I think the missing in this gamble is putting too much weight on the location footage and not using the normal green screen. And just thinking, well, I can take a lot of really nice photos.
But I didn't have a problem with that because the location was beautiful.
The locations were amazing.
And the cinematography are beautiful, but the problem again is the pacing of
It's
the
the
story.
pacing, it's the editing, it's the relying too much on something that looks good but with not a lot of content in it. And for a story like The Eternals, which is a massive one, I
prefer a TV
Yeah.
series.
They could have done a series like they done Loki, like 6 episodes, an hour for a character, and conclusion as the movie, and it would be awesome. I would have enough because I will have enough context to actually relate to the characters. I felt like I was looking at a DC knockoff half the time because
Yeah, they had a DC vision in this movie,
Yeah.
like a beautiful shooting, a beautiful view, and more even the character was more like humans. There was not like superhero, like more down of earth.
their demeanor was more down to earth, I would agree, but at the same time, they didn't really act like humans. They were
but they-
detached,
they-
like they should have
They
been.
not should act like humans because they gods, but it's more. I didn't feel the Marvel formula here.
It
It
felt like
was
the
more
DC.
like a DC, like
Yeah.
a goddess among men, and all the stuff DC done in the past few years. So.
Yeah. It felt like they
I-
tried
and
to
I
do a
love it.
DC instead of a Marvel.
And I like it in the DC, and I could love it in here because I loved the story and I love the character. The acting was great, but again, the editing, the pacing, it was too long. And when you do a subject like that is philosophical,
You gotta
too
do it on a
long,
fast pace.
it it can still be boring if you done it wrong.
Yeah, if the editing is done poorly, no matter what material you're gonna put in, it's gonna be dull.
Yeah,
and
because
it was.
again, we are a superhero movie. We don't need an indie movie all the way. We need sprinkles of indie,
I mean,
but I will not watch it as an indie film
yeah.
at all, because there is a good indie films in the superhero genre, like
Yeah.
Chronicle.
Chronicle, we had Constantine, we had Brightburn, we had
No,
a lot of.
Constantine wasn't indie. Sorry, dude.
It wasn't
it
indie.
wasn't indie.
It wasn't indie, but
Chronicle was indie,
yeah, Chronicle was.
and
indie.
but the subject was small. That's why it's work. But in this scale, is in epic story. You need more than in the vibes. You need the epicness that Dune had.
Yeah.
But in this movie, we didn't have the epicness in full scale.
It's like when you have a Donnie Darko story and you put it with the budget of It. Something like that.
The It movies had a lot of budget.
Yeah, they had a lot of budget.
With the Donnie Darko
Yeah.
subject. Oh, okay, yeah. I can understand. Yeah. So that's the problems with this movie. And again, we loved all the actors.
Yeah,
Camila
yeah.
Gianni was funny. Angelina Jolie was good in Athena character, and she didn't. She
didn't take control of the everything,
movie.
yeah.
Because she's a big superstar.
Yeah,
And
same as
also
Salma Hayek.
Salma Hayek, yeah. And I love the small characters. I like the actors there, and they done a good job. But the problem again with the movie is the pacing and the editing, and the direction of the director of Chloe Zhao. In the dialogue, they
dialogue-
talk. They didn't talk like people. They talk like in epic play.
Yeah, it was like an epic. It was like the Epic of Gilgamesh, but in, well, a lot of budget from Disney.
Okay, so
Okay.
let's rank the movie.
Yeah, we got our own system of review. Watch it in cinema, Netflix it, or burn it with fire!
And for me, for the first time, I will not recommend it to watch it in the movie if you don't need to. If you're not a Marvel fan or you want to see the cinematography on a big screen, I will recommend it to you to watch it on Netflix on streaming, and not pay the $10 for a ticket.
And in my vote, it's the first time I'm gonna say I'm gonna burn it with fire.
Whoa.
Unless you're a Marvel fan and you need it for the rest of the movies, because, well, you always have to do that because it's continuing. Don't bother, really. It ain't for you. You will find yourself looking for your phone, and when you're going to see a Marvel movie, that's the last thing you need in your life.
It's not a movie that you're gonna watch in repeatedly.
Yeah.
No, I think maybe after 1-2 years, maybe I will watch it again, but I don't need it in my core to watch it again because it was epic. It was nice because the story was nice, but it was a little bit of weight on my soul.
It's like watching Iron Man 2. You kind of need it, but you don't really want to do it again.
Okay, guys, so what do you thought on this movie?
What you think, guys? Put it in the comments, you know?
And if you like this channel, please subscribe. It's really important. Not many of our viewers on the videos are subscribed to the channel yet.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
And if you like this video, please hit the like. And if you really, really, really like us,
Smash that notification bell, and we'll see you guys next time.
bye guys.